Hi, I'm Steve Woodley, and today we've come to Dartmoor to explore some real-life examples of how agriculture has modified and continues to evolve our landscape. For over 5,000 years, Dartmoor has been majoritarily farmed. Currently, over 90% of the land is actively farmed, most of which is done by grazing. Down towards the south of Dartmoor, quite a lot of the moorland has been ploughed and cultivated in order to make way for improved grassland. This is simply for better yields of silage, hay and general feed for livestock. Simple farming methods along the moors date back to the Bronze Age, when they constructed reveille systems using dry stone walls. Not only did this clear the fields and the moorlands for better vegetation cover, but it also created simple barriers in order to manage livestock. To our right here is just a prime example of what the moorland looks like. It's heath covered, very boggy, and there's quite often peat in places. So people often wonder, when did Dartmoor begin to look like this? Well, it used to be covered by forest. About 8,000 years ago, species such as oak completely dominated the landscape. The only humans living here at that time was part of a hunter-gathering society. It did very little damage to the area. About 2,000 years ago, another community moved in, and they introduced cut, burn and turning methods. This saw huge levels of deforestation throughout the woodland, turning it into pasture suitable for the grazing of sheep and cattle. And this is the main reason behind the landscape we see today.
During the late 18th century and into the 19th century, there was a strong movement towards enclosing very large areas of central Dartmoor in order to improve rough moorland into rich pasture. It was estimated that more than 6,000 hectares, 15,000 acres in Dartmoor had become new takes. However, the experiment as a whole was a failure. With terrible climate conditions and acidic soils, grassland became unsuccessful. Agriculture today is just as important in shaping the Dartmoor landscape as it has been in the past. The moor is classed as a marginal upland farming area, meaning that profits are low and sometimes non-existent. The physical characteristics of this area, heavy rain, low temperature, exposure to winds and poor soil, mean that production of animals per hectare is very low. Some activities such as horticulture, arable farming and dairy farming are impossible or very restricted in much of Dartmoor. So what does the future hold for farmers in Dartmoor? Well, local authorities are keen to see an improved relationship between National Park Authority and local landowners. Dartmoor Farming Future Project has been set up with National Park Authority as an attempt to fully involve local farmers in designing and monitoring a new agri-environmental setup across 2 Dartmoor commons. With initiative being backed by the Duchy of Cornwall and the MOD, it stands every chance of future success for protection and improvement of common land that we see today. So it's clear from today's exploration that agriculture has had a huge role in shaping of Dartmoor. With the ever-increasing demand for food and the greater pressure on land use, it is likely that we will see the continuous farming of upland Dartmoor long into the future.